Hello everyone, myself Khyati Vyas from JMP English Medium Saraswati Group of Education. Today I am conducting this session for grade 3. Subject SS. We are dealing with chapter number 5, Water We Drink, and this is my session number 1 for this chapter. So kids, in this chapter we are going to learn regarding the water. In previous chapter we learned regarding air. Why are we doing or learning these chapters? Because all human beings, they need air, water and sunlight to live. If there is no air and water, the plants will not grow. If the plants will not grow, what will we eat? Right? So if we eat, then and then we can live. So that is why air, water, sunlight, these three things are very important for us to live. So in this chapter we are going to learn regarding water. Okay? To begin with the chapter, let's go through the vocabulary words or the difficult words which you will come across in this chapter. I have explained the meaning of these difficult words with the help of few related pictures. So you can make the connection between the words when we read them in the chapter. So now let's go through the PPT.
Chapter number 5, Water We Drink. First word, essential. Essential means necessary. Essential means necessary. See, in the picture I have shared a picture of glass filled with water. Here, water is very essential or necessary for all human things or human beings to live. Living things depend on water for their survival. Just imagine if there is no water, will the plants survive? Will the animals be able to live? And what about human beings? So, water is an essential need of all living organisms. So, essential means necessary. Clear? Next, utensils. Utensils means a tool with a particular use, especially in the kitchen. Tool that are used in the kitchen. You also call it as vessels. You also call it vessels. So all the tools that are used in the kitchen for cooking, right? They are called utensils. What are they called? Utensils. You might have observed your mama preparing food with the help of utensils. Correct? Yes. So, utensil is a tool with a particular use, especially in the kitchen. Next, factories. Factories means a building or set of buildings where large amounts of goods are made using machines. Factories means, in the picture you can see, there is a building or there are few buildings you can say where large amounts of goods are made, and they are made with the help of big machines. They are not man-made or human-made goods. These goods are made with the help of machines. So this type of building is called a factory. Have you observed any factory around you? Yes, sometimes you have observed them, right? Okay, so the factories are buildings or set of buildings where large amount of goods means lots of goods, not one or two products. Lots of goods are made, and these goods are made by the help of machines. Because if man start making the goods, he can maximum prepare 2 to 3 items in a day. But if they are made by the machines, machines will not get tired as well. They can work with the same speed all the time. But human beings, when they start making things, what happens? Slowly and gradually our speed decreases because we get tired. But since these goods are made with the help of machine, they can make it in large amounts, right? So factories are the buildings or set of buildings where large amounts of goods are made using machines. Next, offices. Offices means a room or part of building in which people work, especially sitting at tables with computer. So offices are a room or a part of building. Sometimes it so happens that there is a big building. Downstairs they are having office, and first floor, second floor, they are manufacturing things, right? So it might be the full building might be having offices, or sometimes it happens that in the whole building 1 or 2 rooms are occupied as office. And what are offices made for? Offices are made for the people to work by sitting over there, and they work with the help of computers, right? In the picture you can see, right? There is a table, chair, there are so many papers, and you can see a computer in front of the chair. So a person sits on the chair and he works on the computer. It is not necessary that in all the offices computers are available. But nowadays, majority of the offices will have a computer, right? So office is a room or a part of building in which people work, especially sitting at tables with computers. Clear? Next, hydroelectricity. Hydroelectricity means producing electricity by the force of fast moving water such as river or waterfalls. Here, this is a type of electricity which is produced with the help of water, right? So kids, where do we use this electricity? We use electricity in all the electric appliances like fan, light, your AC, to charge your mobile, tablet. All these things require electricity. So electricity can be generated in different ways. One of the way of generating electricity or producing electricity is by the use of water. With the flowing water, you can produce electricity. And this type of electricity, which is produced with the help of water, is called hydroelectricity. In the picture you can see that they have constructed a dam and the water is flowing through the dam with a great speed and from a big height. When this water flows with a great speed, electricity is getting generated, and this electricity is then used by us for our domestic needs. Clear? So, the production of electricity by the force of fast moving water such as river or waterfalls. This type of electricity is called hydroelectricity. Clear? Next, Recreational. Recreational means a way of enjoying yourself when you are not working. When you don't have any work, you do some activities for your enjoyment, for entertaining yourself. This type of activities are called recreational activities. In the picture you can see a boy. He is doing scuba diving, or you can say underwater diving. He is looking at all the creatures beneath the water surface, and he is enjoying himself. Right? He is not working right now. He is enjoying it. So this type of activity are called recreational activities. So recreational means way of enjoying yourself when you are not working. So when you are free, you do some activities to make yourself relaxed are called recreational activities. Clear? Next, rafting. Rafting means the use of a rubber raft to travel with current of a river, especially as a sport. The use of a rubber raft. Rubber raft means, see in the picture you can see a boat like thing. It is made up of rubber. So it is called a rubber raft. And they are using it to travel in the river. But the river is flowing with great current. It is moving very fast, extremely fast. And this rafting, this process is, especially done as a sport. People enjoy it. It is sometimes dangerous, but people enjoy it. And a group of people are sitting there. You can see them. Yes. So this is called rafting. If you go to Rishikesh, you can enjoy rafting. Okay. So rafting is the use of rubber raft to travel with the current of the river, especially as a sport. Clear? Next word. Boats means a small vehicle for traveling on water. It is a small vehicle which people use to travel on the water. On the water you cannot ride on your bicycle, your scooter, bikes or cars. So this is a special vehicle with the help of which you can travel on the water as well. And since it is small, it is called a boat. What is it called? Yes, it is called a boat. So boats are a small vehicle for traveling on water. Clear? Next, steamers. Steamers. Steamers are a boat or ship that moves by steam power. Steam means, see in the picture you can see a steamer. You can see a black color pillar on it and the black gas coming out of it. That black gas which you can see is a steam. Right? It is a steam. Now, with the help of this steam, this boat moves. It is also a boat, but it moves with the help of steam power. So that is why it is called a steamer. What is it called? It is called a steamer. It is a bit bigger than the regular boat. Okay? So steamers are also boat or ship, but they move by the steam power. So they are called steamers. Clear? Next, ship. Ship. Ship is a large boat for traveling on water, especially across the sea. These ships, they are normally not traveling on the rivers. They will not help you to travel through the river, but they are used to go across the sea or oceans. So they are very large in size. You can see that in the picture, right? Yes. So a large boat for traveling on water, especially across the sea, are called ships. They are called ships. Next, marine animals. Marine animals means sea animals. All the animals that you see in the or that live in the sea, they are called marine animals or water animals. Okay, see in the picture you can see codfish, then angelfish, catfish, tuna, octopus, whale, eel, seahorse, shark, dolphin, sea turtle, jellyfish, lobster, starfish, seal, sea lion. All these, they live in water. So they are called marine animals or sea animals. Clear? Okay kids, let's move to the next one now. Dam. Dam. That is a wall built across a river that stops the river's flow. See in the picture you can see that the river was flowing, but people, human beings, constructed a wall across the flow of the river. Now what happened? The flow of the water stopped. The flow of the water stopped. And then slowly there are gates in this wall. So they have opened 3 to 4 gates and only little quantity of water is allowed to flow. The rest of the water is stored backside. Right? So these walls are called dams. What are they called? Dams. And why are they constructed? They are constructed to hold back the water. We don't want the water to flow. Right? We want the water to be stored. So that is why to hold back the water and to stop the flow of water, we construct a dam. So dam is a wall built across a river that stops the river's flow. Clear? Next one. Hand pump. Hand pump means a pump operated by hand, especially for drawing well water, or you can say underground water. You know, when it rains, some amount of water, it gets absorbed by the land and the land stores it underground. But when we want to use this underground water, we either dig the well, as you can see in some of the farms there are wells, or the other way of doing that is by using hand pump. See in the picture you can see a hand pump. Now these hand pumps, you have to operate them with your own hands, and when you start pumping it, the water starts flowing from the pipe you can see in the front. So hand pumps are pump operated by hands, especially for drawing well water. Clear? Next one. Canal. Canal means an artificial waterway for navigation, irrigation, etc. In the picture you can see here the course of water or the flow of water is directed by artificial way. Right? The water is not flowing on its own, but we human beings have made the way for the water to flow. This type of artificial waterways are called canals. Now, in places where there is no water, what we do? We artificially make the waterways and let the water flow on that way to a particular place where the water is not available. And this water is used either for navigation, that is for moving from one place to another, or for irrigation, that is to water the places or the fields where the water is not available. So canals are an artificial waterway used for navigation or irrigation. Clear? Next one, drought. Drought means a long period without any rainfall. See kids, in some places, especially in desert areas, it will not rain for a very long period of time. Or sometimes even if it rains, the amount of rain is very less. At that time what happens? The land area will become completely dry. You can see that in the picture, right? The land is broken. It has cracks on it. Why these cracks have appeared on the land? It is because the land is not got any water. And this type of land you can see where there is a drought. Where there is a drought means long period of time without any rainfall. When there is no rainfall for a very long period of time, the drought appears. Clear? So this was all regarding the vocabulary words of this chapter. Here we come to the end of this vocabulary words PPT. Now let's move to the general video.
Okay, I hope you have understood all the meanings that I have explained in the PPT. So, to introduce with the chapter, we have the topic of water. Water. So kids, what are you using this water for? Right from the beginning, the day begins with the use of water. That is, when you wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you wash your face, then you take a bath. For all these things, you need water. Right? So water is important. Then you clean your house, the floor, you mop the floor. That is with the help of water. You cook the food with the help of water. Then some of you have the habit of gardening, right? So while gardening, you water the plants. So everywhere from day to night, there are different uses of water. So even though nearly 2/3 of the earth is covered with water, less than 1% of it is fit for drinking. See, water is very important for us. And I also explained to you that 2/3 of the earth's surface is covered with water. What do you mean by 2/3 of the earth's surface? See, if this is the total amount of water on the earth, or total of the earth का surface पूरा इतना है. So there are altogether, if I divide it into 3 parts, the 2 parts of the earth, they are water, and only this 1 part of the earth is land area. But out of all these, less than 1% is fit for drinking. They are not big seas and oceans, but these sea and ocean, they have salty water, which is not fit for drinking, for cooking. We cannot use them, right? So only 1% is fit for drinking, means it is fresh water and you can use it for drinking. Pure water has no smell, taste or color. So when I am talking about water, it is necessary for you to know that this water, it has no taste, no smell or no color. You feel that there is a taste in the water, but only when do you feel the taste? If it is salty. Otherwise water is tasteless. It is colorless. It has no color. It is completely transparent. If you have a clean water in the glass, you can see the bottom of the glass as well, right? So it has no color, it has no taste, and it has no smell. If you smell the water, if it is contaminated water, means dirty water, then it will smell bad. But if it is pure water, then it has no smell, right? So these are the properties of water, pure water. Now, for this session, we will end up only here. Next session, just think about it, that what are the different uses of water. Because in our next session, we are going to discuss the use of water. Clear? So, along with this video, I am sending a PDF in which you have to write the vocabulary words and their meanings which I have mentioned in the PPT. Okay? So if you have liked this video, please click on the like icon and read the chapter. Clear kids? Chalo. Let me take your leave now. Bye-bye.